Hello everyone, I'm Ankit Bharadwaj and today I'm going to show you my first gaming desktop rig. This is an eSports level rig meant for high FPS, full HD gaming, and everything from the processor to the mousepad is covered. The video is divided in different sections like component selection, unboxing, assembly, and benchmarks. So you can hop around the video and check out the particular stuff you're looking for from the timestamps. So let's jump right into it. I did a fair amount of research in selecting every component and spent decent amount of money as well. But it is really easy to overspend while building a gaming PC. You'll see here that some of the components are expensive while others are not. But all the selected parts are offering very good value for money. Let's start with the processor. This is not a review of the CPU, but just a basic overview of key factors that contributed towards selecting it. Ryzen 5 5600X has an excellent single-threaded performance, and that's one of the important factors while selecting a CPU for the gaming purpose. There's low power consumption as well. There's a good headroom for overclocking up to 4.8 GHz, and the affordability of the processor is very good as well. In India, you can buy this processor for around 30,000 rupees. It is performing fairly well in Premiere Pro. And with the GPU acceleration enabled, the RTX 3070 is doing most of the job now anyway. Considering all these factors, 5600X becomes a no-brainer for a gaming rig. I chose RTX 3070 as the GPU for this build. It is an excellent GPU for high FPS 1080p gaming, especially when paired with a good CPU, so you can churn all the frames out. It has 8GB VRAM in it. That's enough, more than enough for 1080p gaming, with max in-game settings for almost all the game titles. So I chose the Inno 3D card because it was one of the few cards that were available in the market at that time. I've had no issues with it as of now. It works perfectly, works very well and stays very cool. Has got 4 fans in it. The motherboard choice for this build was quite time consuming as well. I had to choose between B550 and B570 series. In a nutshell, one would buy B570 for heavy production work and using loads of I/O ports, or going for multiple PCIe Gen 4 storage devices. For gaming though, it would be enough to buy a good B550 motherboard with excellent VRM to be able to overclock the processor to its full potential and be able to process all those extra frames that GPU throws at it. This motherboard is probably going to be the last one to support AM4 chip. Gigabyte's B550 Aeros Pro is rated as one of the best B550 motherboards at the moment, and can easily overclock a 5900X to its full potential as well. I didn't spend extra money for the Wi-Fi model, as for low latency I always trust the Ethernet connection. This motherboard supports RAM up to 5400 MHz, 2 M.2 NVMe SSDs and a Thunderbolt header as well. This is an ATX form factor motherboard and an excellent value for money choice. For the tower I chose eSports ICE 211TG mid tower. It looks pretty good as well, man. The RGB is quite good. There's a sufficient intake of air in the front. On the top there is a magnetically attached mesh, and you can mount a liquid cooler as well. It's not too costly, so I think it cost me around 3,300 rupees from Nehru Place. It's more like a budget cabinet. Overall, I'm not having any temperature issues. The stock cooler that AMD sends with 5600X is shit. Initially I ran on stock cooler at 4.6 GHz. And the temperatures were around 89 degrees Celsius with ambient temperatures of 12 degrees Celsius. With Deepcool's Chemex V2 Blue, the temperature stays around 62 degrees Celsius only. I'm not going for a liquid cooler here, as the TDP of this processor is 65 watts, and a good air cooler is enough even at high clock speeds. I bought 2 RAM sticks of 16GB each. Both can run at 3200 MHz, so I can utilize the dual channel configuration on the motherboard. And you can read more about it on the internet that AMD CPUs perform better when they are coupled with the RAMs in dual channel configurations. And of course, higher speeds of 3200 MHz are going to help as well in the overall performance. For storage in this build, I chose 2 SSDs, NVMe M.2 SSDs, both PCI Gen 3, 512GB as a boot drive from Gigabyte, and 1TB from Crucial. This one I'll be using for storing all the games. And this one for the OS and video editing stuff. The Premiere Pro always is going to get the benefit of a fast SSD. I had one 850 watt 80 plus bronze PSU with me in my streaming PC that is equipped with the GTX 970 and Core i5 9400F. Well, I bought that PSU thinking about two GTX 970s in SLI mode, but that is history and SLI is basically dead now. Anyway, I had this one, so just use it in my build. 850 watt is actually an overkill. 650 watt would be enough. This is a modular power supply as well. My aim is to have eSports level build, and that means more frames. All those frames would be useless if the monitor can't display them. So after all the research about eSport pros and various other factors, BenQ Zoe XL2546 seemed like a no-brainer. That the TN panel and viewing angles or color reproduction are not great. Even resolution is only 1080p. But this is all I need for my high FPS gaming. S-Switch is another feature that I love about this monitor. You can set different profiles for different situations. I've got profile number 1 for Warzone, profile number 2 for the video editing in Premiere Pro, and 3 I haven't had any use yet. This is my first mechanical keyboard and one of the best keyboards out there. I chose Cherry MX Brown keys after a lot of research, as it has fast actuation and a tactile feedback as well for every keystroke. It's got a palm rest, plenty of RGB, and a solid build, and it is worth the hefty price tag it comes with. It is vital to have the perfect mouse for your aiming in esports titles. Now, I have big hands by Indian standards, being 6 feet tall. After a lot of research, I have narrowed down to G502 from Logitech. It has adjustable weights, 11 programmable buttons, perfect ergonomics for a solid grip, and of course RGB. For mousepad, I think I will need to make a separate video about various factors to consider for choosing the right mousepad. In short, I chose a massive mouse mat of 900 by 420 millimeters to allow precise aiming at low eDPI. That is the effective DPI of around 3000. I'm an arm and wrist player, so the mouse movements can be large in certain scenarios. HyperX Fury S Speed Edition is a decent choice for that. I bought these headphones from Logitech 5 years ago, and till now they have been perfect. They work wirelessly on 2.4 GHz connection and can be used with an aux cable as well. They have DTS Headphone X and do a good job in tracking enemy footsteps. Noise isolation is not good though. I'll probably need an upgrade soon. Now let's cut the music and enjoy opening some of the boxes. Okay, so it looks nice and the specs are good as well, but what about the actual gaming performance? So we'll jump into the benchmarks now and we'll start with the Call of Duty Warzone.
Aku main game ni bah kadang lancar kadang ada je.
Bukan tahu gambar.
Nah, ini lancar ni. Tadi ada. Oh, ada lag.
Playtime's over, mate. You're going to the war zone. Job simple. Secure more cash from the enemy. Enemy recon drone in your area. Extraction standing by. Mark an LZ for pickup. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Later then. No, he's alive, well, and kicking. And he sends his regards.
So you gonna consider my offer now? Bang.
Bring it, cocksuckers! Caught me a rat! Let go! Fuerte, cabrón! Mierda! Shut off! Grab the gear. Button controls. Quick!
We have lost objective butter. Our armored train has arrived. We have taken objective.
Ooh, so you made it to the end of the video. So if you liked it, please press the like button. If you didn't like it, you can press the dislike button as well, no problem. And I hope you subscribe to my channel as well. I will be regularly streaming different games now, PC games, sometimes COD Mobile from iPad as well. So if you need some assistance about your own build, which components to select, you need any guidance about some PC stuff, you can just drop in my live stream or have a chat. Or if you have some suggestions, have some questions, some queries, drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I will be replying to everyone, so no worries about that. So I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.